Welcome back to the GameChat Podcast. Thanks for checking out episode 5. This is episode 6. We have a special guest here for y'all today. A musician, actor, athlete, menace on the TL. Retired menace on the TL. He get 2 forms. Relationship at export. No other than Gyasi Clarke.
So the man has said 2 phones, you know, like whoa. One for the who and the who.
I was a fella.
Okay, dog.
You forget model, they say.
Model. Hey, IG model or you down folks? What's the goal?
IG for now.
Okay.
IG for now.
You to do brand ambassadors? You to be.
I've like with my IG, that man approached me to do brand ambassador stuff, but it's weird because that man will be like, we're gonna give you 15% off if you wear our clothes and shout it out. But it's like that don't seem like a good deal to me.
Bro.
I still gotta buy the clothes.
Exactly.
When the man say model, right? I thought you were joking. Like serious, dog.
Yeah. Multiple streams of income. I like it.
How you mean? Yeah, man.
So we could dive right back in. Well, before we dive into it, how was the man week? How is I asked Petticoat how is COVID back in the islands, but he couldn't. He ain't in the islands, so he can't give you an answer. How you home? How COVID? Is it a difference? No difference?
It's a big difference. Still getting accustomed to the mask. What I realize is because how our community is, like we really like close, like affectionate, especially the older generation. Like they don't understand 6 feet. So it's a weird thing to tell them get back without being disrespectful, but yeah, it's weird. Beach is kind of still open, so you still have that, but I kind of think that it's kind of forced a lot of us to just slow down and appreciate family and whatnot.
Yes, sir. That's how it is for we up here. Up here, it kind of wild for me because the Walmart line extra long because single file.
60.
60. Yeah, it's you got a plan. That's like part of you got to put 2 hours aside to go.
Oh, wow.
You can't go up certain aisles. You can only go one way. I mean, they might have that but me, my boy, you can't go certain ways up the aisle. It's a one way.
Yeah, one way road. The heck is like Christian said.
I thought King Street, but like it have that in Plaza. You have the arrows, but nobody don't follow.
Nobody don't follow it either. So. Well, at least I don't follow. That might be an outlaw, but I don't follow it.
Yeah, man.
So,
but yeah, COVID. Because of COVID, like, cause I mean, for those of you who don't know, like, singing is my main form of income. So I used to be up to like 4 gigs a week, and with COVID, shut down all the restaurants, shut down all the hotels. So I've been like unemployed basically.
So yeah,
because of it.
That was a question I had for you. How did COVID affect getting gigs? Because you to put your gigs on Twitter, so we just see those Instagram. It's like those slow down. So we're gonna ask. You think of any innovative ways to combat that?
The live stream is always a good thing. The only thing is my demographic that I attract mainly with my music is a little bit older than me, and they're not really on social media. So for me, for a live stream for me would just be me kind of gaining exposure for myself to my generation. But the people who will actually tip and support the thing will be the older generation.
Got you.
Yeah. So
what?
The money in on Facebook, man.
What genre of music you to make?
It's the best way I could describe it is a blend between R&B and reggae.
Okay.
I just call it vibes.
Vibes.
I don't really see genre. Like when I write in a song, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna write this reggae song. It'll just be like, this is a melody, this is a beat I come up with. Whatever they call it is what they call it. So.
See.
Yeah, man.
So how you start with music?
From kindergarten. So I went to Good Hope School, and band was required. So from kindergarten, you learn how to play like when they start us off on the sticks, and then it's basically like two sticks that you'll be knocking together just to, build your tempo, and then move on to the ricotta, and then move on to you get to pick your own instrument. So from fifth grade to all the way up to high school, I was playing the trumpet. So music always been like something I always been doing.
I think man played the ricotta already. I played the ricotta in elementary. I think
Yeah,
fourth
man.
grade, third grade. Yeah.
We thought we
So
were bad turner.
oops, you couldn't tell me
hit,
nothing, listen.
son, hit that Mary had a little on me, be like, what? I sick with it.
Man, so like I know you personally, so for the people viewing it might be a little different. So when I watched San, the first episode, it was like this a true story, like because I kind of know a little bit of your story. So
Mm.
if you could start from after college, getting a job in the real world, how that'd go, and then if you could address for the viewers, because a lot of people to be fighting depression, looking for a job, they can't get a job one time, so you could touch on the struggles, and then touch game money, but not being happy game money. That's
Mm.
a whole another thing with people that just put their happiness down for the bread, and then talk how you leave all of that to go do what make you happy, and you know, reach being an artist full time, and the risk and
Yeah, that's a big question. But
What?
yeah,
Like, wow, that's
yeah,
a lot of
I
touching
know.
going on. All
Yeah,
All right, so I'll do like a quick thing with college. So after high school, I moved to Tallahassee. I went to a community college in Tallahassee, and then I end up transferring to Barry University in Miami. Um, it was my sophomore year when I transferred, so I had 2 more years left. But during those 2 years, I was able to get a job at as a wire technician at AT&T. And you mentioned the job hunt, especially in the States. Like a lot of people think it's easy, especially if you never move from home. But
yeah.
like filling out job applications, right? Let me tell you, they don't ask you the same question 5 times, and I understand why they do that because they just like filtering out whoever don't really want to work. They don't filter. They don't ask you the same questions. If you answer it, then I mean you really want to work. But I've been on a job hunt for about 2 months since I moved, and then I end up getting a call back, and I was like, wow, cool. So the job with AT&T was a full-time job, and the overtime was mandatory. So I
Yikes.
might sometimes be working till 7. The latest I came home was like after 2. And while I was doing that full-time job, I was also a full-time student at Barry University.
What do you
So
mean?
my classes were from
What do you mean
6
two?
to 10.
Two?
2 a.m., my
2 a,
boy.
2 a.m. That
Laying
so
wire.
Nah, what's that?
exactly. So I used to install television, internet, and telephone. So imagine you's a big football fan and you like Super Bowl Sundays tomorrow. They ain't gonna want you leave. And then with AT&T, you can't leave until you finish the job. So that job is stressful. That job is stressful. So kind of tagging on what Ethan was saying was the money was good. Me not even like the money was good because every week, every day I was making overtime. Well, I was not happy at all. Like my off days, I would be like, man, I can't wait to go home, strum this guitar. That'll like really make my day. So I always know in my heart that like somehow, some way, I'm gonna gotta make this music thing work eventually. So what I end up doing is basically saving my money from AT&T and just plotting when I gonna make this journey back home. And the journey back home, when I first tell a couple of people about it, like they're like, why would you do that? Like you'll move back home, you got a good job. Well, I was trying to explain to them like the like I really I could basically say I was depressed at that time because it's like I wasn't living for myself. It was like you wake up, go to work, and then you leave from work, preparing for work for the next day. So like the time, imagine you reach home 2 o'clock and you got go back to work at 7 again.
I had a
So it
college
was like
slavery.
that's exactly what it is.
Facts.
That's exactly what it is. exactly what it is. But moving back home, I was kind of discouraged from a good bit of people, and I know it came from two places. It came out half of them are just like they didn't want to see me fail, so it came from a place I love, and I understood that. And then the other half was just a place of like I don't know if it's them being ignorant, and by ignorant I mean just unknowledgeable about my skill or my drive or what St. Croix or the Virgin Islands has to offer somebody like myself. So I think I answered all the questions.
Yeah, man. Jeez. That was good. That was
Hey, at least you remember all of it.
Yeah.
So where get you started with the guitar? Like what attracted you to the guitar instead of other instruments?
So okay, so like I said, I started off with a trumpet,
Yeah.
and then in I think it was ninth grade, eighth or ninth grade, I get braces. So it was real hard for me to play the trumpet. Um, so I ended up moving to a different instrument, which was a baritone. I didn't care for it that much, so my interest for music are kind of like slipping because I was really into trumpet. And then what really caught me is the bass guitar. I always liked the bass from since I was young, so I took the opportunity to like take some lessons, and I ended up being from 10th grade to 12. I was in a band. We were playing like reggae, jazz, calypso, all kind of different stuff at like different restaurants and events and whatnot. And eventually, after I graduate high school, playing the bass guitar by yourself is kind of boring because you don't really have a band. So then I picked up the guitar and I took like probably two lessons from my old bass teacher. He was like, "Yo, you already know music. I can show you these cards, and then when you go back to States, you just walk them out." So my first 2 years at college was just me strumming, playing the guitar, and then after a while, I was like, "Yeah, man, I could probably sing to this." So that's how the guitar came to place.
Yeah.
so one of my favorite web series, Sand.
Mm-hmm.
Son,
Yeah, the people then waiting on episode 4.
yeah.
Anything you could give me about any spoilers on time, anything?
All right, so Sun is, I mean, it is. My bad, I just got a text. But so it's it's a small it's a small number of us who work together on this project as far as getting the times together. And the big issue we've been running into is that not everybody have the same schedule. Because some people have jobs and like some people can only get off at 5, and we might need to shoot a morning scene and like might gotta make the nighttime look like morning or whatnot.
Hey,
But we're working on it. We filmed probably halfway through the 4th episode, and then next week we're gonna be filming again. So soon, is what I can tell you. Soon.
Yeah, that's all you
uh,
want to hear. Soon.
Yeah. It's a lot
well,
of work really, because if you remember, I think it was the same the episode you guys were reviewing,
it's
episode 3.
3.
So if you remember that first scene with Kevin and I don't know why her name slipping my from my mind, but they were talking about if you want Islandaries or
Oh yeah.
Broback. So that scene, right? It probably lasted a minute on screen, but that actually took 4 hours to shoot.
Sure.
So there's a lot of work that will be going into this. So
yeah, we could
paying
see.
attention, we?
Oh no, man, we could see the growth too from episode 1 to 3. It's like
Yeah,
the
man,
whole production change. How do you feel about the support, the feedback from Sun?
Big up to VI Twitter for sure. Like they've never really been supporting the vibes. The just yesterday I had a physical yesterday, and the doctor was like, "So when episode 4 coming out?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I know. I was like,
That's dope.
but the support is cool, man. Walking around the place, seeing that people actually viewing it, it means a lot because we don't put so much work into it. Um, but I think it's gonna really pop off once the season is complete and we have all the episodes, because in this day and age we like to binge watch things.
Yeah.
So once they all out, I think the people gonna really gravitate to it.
how the cast came about, if you have any insight on that.
Cast. I met. When did I meet? I think I met Ilani when I was kind of knew her from Twitter, but we all kind of knew each other, and I know Ilani was she was always like wanted to be some type of personality, whatever if it's there you go. Okay, whatever if it's like TV or radio, but she had the drive to be like somewhat of an actor. So finding people like that, um, it wasn't hard for them to like ask them, and they were like, yeah, one time, and then we'd be doing like mini casting, which is like basically looking for somebody who could fit the part properly and who have the natural characteristics of the character we're trying to
Portray.
to put out. Yeah, basically
Gotcha.
portray on the show.
So this whole sound thing.
Yeah, so we all kind of know each other basically.
So this was your idea, like this is what you. This is.
No, so the man with the plan, his name is Kevin Molinar, aka Kevin Factor, aka K Factor. A lot of he's like, hype man. Yeah, if you don't know Kevin Factor, he have a YouTube page called Team Factorize, and he and his brother, they're both twins, and they used to have it was the Kevin and Kai show. He used to play on like channel, I don't know if it's channel 7 or channel 8 or channel 12, but it was on the local station here. So they've always been making content video wise.
Yeah.
Well,
Kevin Molinar he's a man. He's basically the guy that was on the date. I was on a date.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So from the episodes, you still get introduced to new people. Is there like still slots for like random cameos or new actors and stuff to come in? We can still meet new people, or is the cast the cast?
Definitely you can still meet new people. Their role might not be as major as everybody you met already. Like you already met like the main cast from the first 3 episodes. So, but yeah, you're gonna see some other people. Stay tuned. Some people you're gonna know.
See, so we could get into Twitter, because I feel like Twitter is a big part of your music career as well. So how do you view Twitter as social media?
How long you been on Twitter?
Thank God Twitter get a stamp. I like that.
Yeah,
Stamp your vote there. It a stamp your vote there. That's what comes people that say 2020, they just lead.
2011, yeah, Twitter 2011.
August 2011. August
2011.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I was on at 2010. So I would know back in those days, right? Twitter, to me, it was lit. Like,
yeah, Twitter been
it
hot.
was so unapologetic.
That's where I at with Twitter now still.
No, I had to tone it down with it because I really had to tone it down, especially the direction I try and go musically. But how Twitter started basically was I was bored in college, and ironically, when I start Twitter, I see it just seemed like a big group chat, and then you get to like read through who you following, and then you kind of get into it. And at that time, it was like whoever could say the most outrageous thing gonna get the most audience, and it just seemed like a competition to see who I could diss like the best, or why I could set us so like outrageous that everybody gonna be laughing or retweeting or whatnot. But around that time, like only a few people know this. I really drawn to like stand-up comedy, and I actually wanted to be a stand-up comedian at that time. But what happened was I just end up singing better than I can tell jokes. So just stick with the music, you know.
Yeah, let me hear a joke all now for old time's sake.
Wow.
If it ain't funny, we ending the recording right now.
Oh man, you catch me on the spot. Come back. Ask me like that.
We don't give you time. We don't give you time.
Cool.
Shit,
The only joke I can think of right now is a 2010 joke, and I can't tell that in 2020.
Tell it.
He gonna cancel the whole pod. The whole pod gonna get canceled. Time on place.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
That's funny.
So
But yeah, Twitter was it's a great place to like for me to. It was a great place for me to grow my audience via wise because I feel like kind of funny and a lot of people know me from Twitter. So if I was to like release a song or like promote son or whatnot, people would be like, wait, that's the same dude from the TL. Let me check it out, kind of vibe. So that's the benefit of social media.
Couple weeks ago, I think maybe about 2 weeks ago, you imitate a Jamaican video with the dance. I need to see the dance live.
All right, so you see what's behind me, right? You see this audio speakers?
Move them.
They're very
Move
expensive,
them.
right?
Nah, man.
that like it was funny cause like I just finished doing my workout and after my workout like my body would still be hot, so I'd be like there chilling, scrolling Twitter, and I see that I was like my blood's still warm. I think I can do this one. Let me try it. Thankfully I didn't fall.
Dog, I still try to figure out how I ain't fall for real, boy. Like, no.
How you went from being I ain't gonna call you a menace, but like you were saying, cracking jokes on a TL to toning it down, trying to be a family man, relationship man. Most of it is jokes. I gonna say all of it is jokes, but 5% of people bad mind though. So one day to be, wishing at your downfall because you showing your beautiful union all the time. How you to go about that?
I mean, like I said, go ahead.
Oh no, you good.
Okay, cool. So like I was saying, like I still am into like stand-up kind of comedy and like into comedic vibes. So I could see the joke in a lot of things. So I don't take everything personally. Like I know what Twitter is for. Like we just there hanging out, making jokes. It's like in high school, like I remember hanging with my friends. We made the best of friends, right? But we dissing you for a whole hour.
You got this, your boy.
That's the best friendships, dog.
So that's how I see Twitter. And
you could like differentiate, but I know a couple people that their girl or whoever the other half can't differentiate with a difference, and that might rub them a different way. How that affect home? Cause for me, that might affect home. I might retweet a girl, but she got a clothing line, so I just try and support the business. But my mom might think it's something different now. Now I at home fighting for myself. And TL get my house in disarray.
Life rough.
What's funny is she not Twitter at all. Like, but you could still like Google tweets and like Twitter or whatnot. So probably like the first few I had to like, okay, so this is what Twitter is. We don't just be cracking jokes. Ain't nothing serious. And me and her have a understanding and understand like we both love each other. So those little comments saying are really you can't shake the tree. Can't shake the tree.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah. But I didn't answer your question about when I stopped being a menace or being a family man. So if you know me from 2010 Twitter, like I think my handle was UAK Shine, and my nickname was Adam Slander, cause like we were just slandering man like Ali on Twitter. But one of my friends, Heiza, shout out to Heiza. She was like, "Dog, this ain't you. Like, I know you in person. Like, cause at that time I was being like going out the way to be like extra mean just to get a retweet or whatnot. And then she had just like kind of encouraged me to be myself. So I switched back to Gyasi Clarke, and then I just start being myself a little bit more. So that's shout out, shout out here, Isaac, because I'd have probably still been wilding.
So yeah, that's important though, because I don't think a lot of people could differentiate social media and real life. Some
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
they just see you on the TL and feel they know you.
Facts.
Or
Like exactly.
my dog Bash,
Uh-huh.
drop dog Bash.
Oh, we got
All
Bash
our
and
dog,
really
all our
camp.
dog Bash. Either be on the TL, tell him I'll come or other dog Lanks. He should run for governor. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? All type of thing like that. So with government back home, you being back home, because I don't know if you remember, but one time on the TL we had a discussion about people that don't longer live home talking about stuff that's home. So I
Hmm.
want you touch on how you feel about that, and then we gonna get into the other. Let me start there.
All right. People away from home talking about home. Um, it's a weird topic because like a lot of you have people who don't move home. I mean, they don't move away from home to better themselves, and then when they reach to the states and they gain like a better place, better mental space, lifestyle, making money and whatnot, they don't kind of see home as less than instead of a place where you come from where you could come back and contribute. So there's a lot of people who don't make comments like I could never move back home because and that does more destruction than good. Because like if you're from this place, you should want it to, uplift and get up to the times and be better. And it's weird for me. It's kind of annoying to see people don't talking it in that way. Um, but yeah.
So to fix anything, you gotta start from the top. So with our
Hmm.
government, um, you have any ideas or changes you could see personally that if they implemented could kind of just push us in a better direction as a whole as Virgin Islands?
Virgin Islands. I'd say hmm, tourism plays a big part, and then the community plays a big part. And I feel like when it comes to Virgin Islands, um, well, U.S. Virgin Islands, I should say, St. Thomas and St. John, I feel like they set like St. John is the wedding, the destination
Yeah.
wedding capital, like the man set with that. And then St. Thomas, you know, they're like branded for partying and whatnot. And I feel with St. Croix, um, from the outside looking in, it seems like they're trying to like copy the landmark made by like other islands, so we could seem as if we're like other islands, when that's definitely not the case. Um, we have, especially at St. Croix, I feel like we have like so much rich history that we should be implementing into our like tourism platform. That cause people are like travel all over the world to see artifacts and stuff, and we have countless windmills standing. We have countless um like machinery from the sugarcane times
Yeah.
that could be like advertised and whatnot. And the second part I mentioned was like the community. It really takes us because from the top, yeah, they could make like the final decision or whatnot. But at the end of the day, 100 people could do more work than one person.
For sure.
So it's
Well,
so
yeah.
yeah.
I think I was saying from the top because for me, I don't think the VI government understand like for me, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, we are a lot smaller. So a lot of smaller wins that hit harder for us. I don't think they realize like if they just give the community small wins, it gonna kind of bring the morale up to get a better community. So like
Mm.
me looking from the outside, I just seeing the government take a lot. They take away cockfighting, they take away horse, like it just, and then they just rubbing people the wrong way. So it's like people don't want to do better, you
Oh,
know.
I feel what you're saying.
So
I feel what
like
you're
for
saying.
me, yeah, that's what come for me. I could see if they could just. I feel like we need more youth in government for sure. I feel like we need more, and with the youth, we don't get more innovative ideas. I feel like they just stuck in the same cycle, doing stuff the old ways, and time to change so fast. Like two,
Definitely.
3 years now is like 10, 12 years, and it just running past them, and we keeping up. So I mean, I feel like and that's with everything, sports. If they got a younger guy that could bring sports in high school and give us more innovative ways to like travel between the islands, and I mean, it's so much talented kids back home. It's so much talent back home. I just feel
Big
like
facts.
I
I think
feel like yeah.
the big facts were the big thing about you mentioned sports. A huge thing that could be done is keeping up with stats. Like if you go, cause that's what like colleges will look at. Like if you playing football or basketball from 9th grade to 12, they're gonna be like, okay, I win the championship, but what's your like
Yeah,
your 3 point average, or what's your free throw average, and you'll be like, me United, let's make them.
I just went. I I just went.
Man ain't got no stats, man ain't got no footage, ain't nothing. You could just go up there
Yeah,
and tell them,
exactly.
yeah, but we win championship. Alright, let me see a clip.
So I agree with the younger people needed to be more involved with like government and sports, because the older generation, them man, they communicating with a fax machine. You and I, we could communicate for 20 minutes. I know exactly what we're talking about with memes and emojis. And them old people won't know what going on.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Who's that?" And it's
Yeah.
like, "No, this is a whole message being."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You can even
Oh,
like
yeah.
how you.
everybody just start talking.
Because with the sports, right? Because for me, with the sports, everybody back home is kind of like they're a myth or a legend, because you just gotta go after pieces like
Yeah.
Zorro.
Oh, yeah.
Or like you just need to just hear about names, and you don't really. If we could have just had like old high school footage, and we could make videos, and that could be for help tourism too. Like
Definitely, because
I
the
think
only
Jordan.
person I remember who had the only person I remember clearly who had footage was it? I think it's Alvin Burke. Is that he had died? I don't know if you remember him.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but he had died. But I remember like after he died, like them I had a whole reel of this one. I was like, what? But yeah, videos go a long way. You could see like one video go viral on Twitter, and like a college recruiter could see that and be like, all right, let me look into his stats.
Yes, and that's
Check.
and yeah, and I think that's why Lanks even posting the old photos on Twitter from like the old windmills.
Oh yeah.
Instead, all of that is like I don't think we cherish how we supposed to cherish like our history, because that's our artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
If we just don't look for them or embrace it, that whole history gonna just go forever. I think on one of the earlier episodes, I was asking if they'd still teach quadrille and quilbit to the kids. I remember when I was in elementary, like we had to go learn quadrille.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Mhm.
You gotta go plot that in your pool too. Yeah, man.
like you could teach a whole blowing conch shell class. Me, you know how to blow a conch shell. You know what I mean? Like it's so much history. It's so much little things.
I should have had it in Yemen.
Man. NBA. You got any NBA teams in the playoffs still?
So I kind of weird, right? I never like watching sports. I'd always prefer to play it. I'll watch when the playoffs come around.
Safe.
So like when people talking about sports, I'd be like, and these man will talk about jokes and stuff. I'd be lost. But I mean, highlights and so I don't watch like if it pop up on Twitter or whatnot. I know I think Houston just get knocked out or something.
Yeah. That's nice.
Cool. See, I know a little bit. I know my teammate Houston.
No, the man play football for Complex.
Say that again?
I say you play football for Complex.
Yeah, man. Football and baseball.
Wow, what a footage.
Yep. And back in them days, we had a Razor cell phone. You know, the quality was not good. So I could tell you I knock a home run, but it look like I strike out. So we gonna just
last forever though.
Yeah.
I remember I had a Nokia back in the day. You know, my auntie
Son.
when I'd been like 7 or so, and I didn't know how to turn it off. And I wanted to save the battery. I couldn't turn it off for the life of me. Thing lasts like 4-5 days.
Yeah, Mr.
Before the heck dead. Today my phone had just died every 3 minutes.
Quick. But yeah, man, football in high school was fun. That was my first time being exposed to the sport. So like my 9th grade year, I never forget, like that man who been on the team, I look so old, dog. Like these man look tawdy. And then by the time I reached a senior, like our squad I look like of age. So I was like 9th grade, I was so glad like they didn't let none of the 9th graders play. It was like, all right, this is our first year, we just want to learn the game. Like me want to put you in the game and you just giving me flags for half start and whatnot. So I was glad that man look like Canton.
That was like me.
Wow.
My freshman year was your senior year, I think. So for me, that's how I look like Kank.
Was it? No, wait. Me think I that old, man. What year
Yeah, for
Kank
sure.
boy.
2012.
Kank.
Yeah. Tehran graduate with you, right? Tehran win. Yeah. And Tehran looked like he the same size, and he like what 27.
Oh yeah, Tehran up.
My boy's still buff. My boy's been the same buff that he was at 17. Now he 20.
I was afraid to dub Tehran. Afraid to dub 6 months.
So we did get a segment where we get into the artist top 5. Top 5.
Ready.
Man, like he done had yourself plan out. Listen.
I ready.
All right,
ready.
Go on, son.
Hey, so we talking influential or we talking VI?
You could do both.
We don't do 2. We don't give you 2.
All right, so influential. Mine gonna be all over the place. I realized like when I was watching other people on, it was like a lot of calypso and rap. But growing up, that wasn't what influenced me. So number 1 on the list is Midnight. You know if I know about Midnight Band.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're from St.Croix and they're known worldwide. And like he recently passed away. Was it last year? And like this man get murals in like Brazil, murals in like Spain. But yeah, Midnight definitely.
You said my first St.
Second
Croix?
one.
Sorry, me mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a reggae band from St.
So
Croix.
these man get mural in Brazil. They get mural in Cruz.
Yeah. No.
That's part of the problem, bro.
We don't love
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, you
Because
like,
yeah.
I think Petticoat touch on it. Like you don't really get your appreciation, like where you're not from.
Yeah, but you could think of the tourism that would come from the people outside coming to see the real statue, the real murals in the hometown. Them man gonna flood.
Facts.
Let me tell you about this, right? When I was in college, I went to one of the concerts. They were playing in Fort Lauderdale, and I met this lady. She drove all the way from like North California, all the way down to Miami to see these men play. Drive. That's the impact they had on people.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's the impact they had on people. So yeah, Midnight is my number 1 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Second gonna be Desiree. She's a reggae singer from St. Croix as well.
Okay.
Third gonna be Sting from The Police. You know who that is?
Nino Sting.
Nah, my boy.
Sting is the guy who does sing every step you take.
Yeah, Harry.
Oh,
That's
okay,
Sting.
okay.
He's a why he on my list is because he's a bass player and he'd also sing. And growing up, like for me, I would always see like the guitarist is who is a singer, and like to like discover him and know that he'd play the bass and sing, kind of influenced me to do the same thing. All right, so we at the 4.
Yeah, 4.
4 on the list. Number 4 on the list is the great, the Beatles, for sure.
I think that's the first time. That's the first time we get the Beatles.
I think that's the first time we get all these people.
But the Beatles legendary.
True.
Beatles is
Man,
like.
what's crazy about them? I think they was only a band for like 6 years.
What's crazy? I think Drake just passed them. That's nuts.
That's insane
Like,
as hell.
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, in these times it's kind of easier because
streaming.
yeah. But him doing that is still amazing to me. And then last but not least, J. Cole. J. Cole. Yeah, man.
Why Cole?
That's I'd say during that time I was explaining when I was a full-time student and a full-time employee. The first album I listened to him was the one where he was on the roof. I can't remember what the name is for some reason.
Forest Hill Drive.
Forest Hill Drive.
Man, I see when he was on the roof.
I remember. I listened to that heck from start to finish, and I was like, wow, this is real inspiring. And then 2 years ago, I went to one of his concerts, and it was like amazing, man. Like, yeah, really like put a fire behind me to like start to perfect my sound and start to like record and get better with that, so I could release my music finally and have it out to the wall. So that's the reason why J. Cole, like, he was like, I really into like reality rap and like conscious stuff.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
We got an influential list.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your next. What the next list is? Top
VA.
Top VA. Yeah.
Top VA. I mean, Midnight and Desert down there. I don't know if I should take them off.
No, man, I did think. The man did it.
Hey, Midnight Desert. I'd have to say influential way, not influential, but top. Pumper.
What is it? That's number
Pumper
1?
for sure.
That's Tree.
That's Tree?
That's true.
That's
Okay,
Tree
you
because
go on.
Midnight. Yeah.
And I also taken in consideration the reach as well.
Okay.
Pumper got crazy reach. I said Pressure for sure. And Iraq City.
Okay.
Solid list.
Yeah, man.
So,
what, no, you got ahead.
Well, you didn't put yourself on the list, dog?
That's a good question. But I stopped me.
You humble, Gyasi.
Yeah, yes, sir. We gonna go there. But yeah, currently, me feel like I make my mark yet. I really only have one song out in the wall, and that's Caribbean Strong. I wrote it after the hurricanes, and it became like the top song during the recovery process. So I was really grateful that my first song ever released was, so well received.
Yeah.
But I'm in the lab now. I'm working on some vibes. So 2020 was supposed to be the year I was going to release some stuff, but marketing wise, I don't think it'd be the best for me. But I have something else coming for 2020. So 2021 kind of don't plan out.
That was gonna be my next question. What's next for Gyasi?
Yeah, man. So if anybody know me, they know I've been working on music for a while. One of the main producers for Midnight Band was actually my mentor, and he was one of the biggest reasons I chose to move back home to pursue this. Because I mean, just listen to him talk, having like an older person who's in the industry tell you about how to go about things, gave me more confidence, even though people were kind of like against it. So I have an album
Mm-hmm.
that's
Hey,
fully written.
Mm-hmm.
hey. Mm-hmm.
Um, I really wanted to because I really like the songs and I feel like the songs have a potential. I really wanted to perfect my sound, my guitar ability, my vocals before I, push it out to the wall.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working out, and now I think I'm definitely at that point where I could my voice is exactly where I want it to be to make the song sound like how I want it to sound.
Me a sample. Me a
And
sample.
that's it. So bro, let me put out my guitar. Wait there, wait there.
Oh, God,
Oh
drum
yeah,
it.
let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
One here on the game
Yeah.
chat pod. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, the heck, right there, man.
Let's
What do you
go.
mean?
I have to go to right
Oh
there.
no.
Man, just been practicing before we start. I like
Yeah, actually, I had a gig last night for the first time in like 3 weeks, so grateful
let's
for that.
This your second. Oh.
I hear them talking, spreading them hateful vibes, but I'm not stopping. You can never block my rise. I got friends in coffins. I'm just trying to live life right. So I go hard from morning. Every day I try to conquer life. LIVE, LIFE, I pray daily for my friends and all my family. So tell them bad mind and them haters to back off on me. Don't waste your energy, 'cause you can't break me. You can't break me. You're unworthy. Yeah, yeah, you hurt me. Never ever giving up, 'cause when times are rough, got to stand firm and tough. We're not giving up, 'cause when times are rough, in the most high we trust. We're not giving up, 'cause when times are rough, got to stand firm and tough. We're not giving up. Never ever ever giving up. Yes, sir.
Easy.
hey. Tell them bad mind get
Easy.
off of me. Hey, I think we should end right there, Miss Uncle. That was
Easy. Oh my gosh. I can't so talk.
Hey,
Hey, you lucky I
yeah.
couldn't find a lighter, you know. You lucky I flicking my lighter, you know.
I get you, I get you, I get you,
Oh,
I get you, I
fire!
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, dog. I'm proud of you, man.
Give
I
thanks,
cap the
man.
hex
It's
on
been a
hard.
crazy journey because what's crazy is during the COVID, I my laptop got basically everybody know Wi-Fi is an issue, and they had some power surges that basically took my laptop out. My laptop was I had a brand new MacBook. It was $3,000 I paid for it, and I had to get it repaired, and the Apple stores were closed and whatnot. It took a few months for the stores to open back up. Reached to the Apple store, that man told me like, all right, this how much it's gonna cost to repair your laptop, but the data on it we can't get. So I was like, wow, I really need that data. So he referred me to this other place in California. These men work for like the feds and whatnot to like extract the data off, send it to them. They told me it was gonna take like 2 weeks. It ended up taking a little bit longer than that. When she told me that price, right, it
Yeah.
was 27.14, and the only way I could get my stuff back is if I paid it in full. So I dropped that money during the pandemic because that's how much I believe in myself, and like
That's
that's
real.
that's that's how serious I is about this music thing. So
Hey.
yeah, man, you gonna hear some vibes. You hear some vibes
Well, us from the
soon come.
Game Chat Podcast here to tell you can't never go wrong when you bet on yourself.
Definitely.
Um, Pleasure having you with us. We're gonna need you back when episode 4 Sun drop. We try and get all the cast members to come on and just
Yeah, man.
talk different, how they enjoy shooting their role, their viewpoint on the show.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, man, thanks for trusting us with your art, love. Check y'all
Hey,
next
wait,
episode.
hold
Oh,
on.
oh.
Wait,
Thank you guys so man.
bro.
You
This
get
is the begging
I
segment,
really
dog. You see that
Okay, go
song
ahead, go
there?
ahead.
I'm gonna need a dub plate for the GameChat Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So
oh yeah.
utilize.
I hear you pressing.
Yeah,
I
I
hear you pressing
pressing
for the play.
everybody now. Everybody. It's my favorite segment. I is the beggar
I
man.
forget
I
you
is the
know.
beggar
I
man.
forget.
Yeah, man. And if I get copyright for that thing you just now play, nah, I ain't know what to say. But don't I? Oh gosh, just ease me a little dub plate, man. That's all I ask it.
Bless.
Yes, I man.
Give thanks to Ayo, man. The podcast really catch my interest, and is always inspirational to see creators creating, especially for other creators. Seeing Ayo point, work on posting up the videos and getting the response again, influenced me to be like, why these man doing it? All right, I tired right now, but I could push through a little bit to complete my project. So
Yeah,
big up ourselves, man. Big up ourselves.
Appreciate that,
much
man.
love,
For
dog.
true.
Respect.
Yeah, man.
But before we close, dog, tell the people them what part they can find you on social media, where they can find your music, all of that.
Hey, so Gyasi Clarke or Gyasi Clarke. I explained it. I explained it while I was
Nope.
recording.
No.
No.
We
Hey,
have
so
to.
my name is Gyasi, right? I don't pronounce it Gyasi. It means wonderful in Swahili. How they pronounce it in Swahili is Gyasi. So either pronunciation. If a car coming and about to knock me down, call me one of them, I gonna respond. Hey. But yeah, Gyasi Clarke, I is the only one in the world. Just hit it in Google and you'll find me. SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, all out there.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
boom.
Oh, I guess I gotta stop recording now.
Oh yeah.